everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria Montefusco, and I am a lover of all things makeup. I love eyeshadow, I love lipstick, I love indie makeup, mainstream brands. I love all things when it comes to makeup. So today I have a little bit of an interesting video for you all. Today I'm going to be trying some new makeup from Cult Beauty, at least new to me makeup. So these are from brands that I've never tried before. So the first thing I'm actually gonna try is a Charlotte Tilbury quad. I have never tried any of Charlotte Tilbury's eyeshadows. I have tried the Hollywood Flawless Filter, I have tried her cream blush and cream bronzer, but I have never tried any of her eye products. So I'm trying the Walk of No Shame palette today on my eyes. I'm also going to be trying this quad from Roen. So it comes in this like little really nice and luxurious like dust bag. And so this quad from Roen is the 1111 quad. So I thought it would go nicely with the Walk of No Shame quad. This is what it looks like. And I've heard these just provide beautiful like pops of sparkle and texture to the lid, so I was really interested in trying this in conjunction with the Charlotte Tilbury. And last but not least, this was one of the brands I listed as a brand that I wanted to try in 2021, and this is Vive Muse. So I actually ended up getting one of the lipsticks and lip liners from Vive Muse, so I'm gonna be giving you all my first impressions on that as well. So I hope you all enjoy this video, and let's get into the demo part of this video. So today I decided to use my Milani eyeshadow primer. I have been testing out the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer, as you know if you've watched some of my other videos, but since these are eyeshadow formulas that I'm not familiar with, I wanted to go with something that is tried and true, and this is my Milani eyeshadow primer. So I'm going to be applying that to my lids. All right, primer is on. I'm ready to go into the Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame palette. Looking at this palette, I think I want to put this like medium coppery rosy kind of color. I think I want to put that in my crease. So I'm going to take my favorite synthetic crease brush, which is the Nabla N306, and I'm going to tap into that and buff that all throughout my crease. From first application, I can already tell this is not a matte, and it doesn't look like a matte in the pan, so I wasn't really expecting it to be a matte, but I can confirm to you all, this is not a matte, this is very much a satin, which I am not someone who normally puts satins in my crease. I'm actually not someone who normally even uses satins in the first place, but I do see why some people prefer or like to use satins, just because they provide a really natural look, they're really easy to blend out, and they just look really nice on the eye. And if you have drier lids, they don't like cling to dry spots as much as mattes do, which in the winter time, my lids can get a little bit dry. Okay, yeah, I like how that buffed out. That blends out really nicely. It applied really easily. It had a good amount of pigment right off the bat, so I am not complaining about that. I feel like a lot of high-end, like luxury kind of brands, like even Pat McGrath too, like they include satins in their palettes. And I wonder why that is. Like in Charlotte Tilbury, it seems like she loves satins, Pat loves satins. I've never tried a Dior Quint, but I feel like all the Dior Quints are just like full of satins. And I think Chanel too, they like to include satins in their palettes, which again, I've never tried a Chanel palette, but I wonder why these luxury brands like including satins. Is it because their customer base skews a little bit older and it's like more flattering on older, more mature lids to have a satin versus a matte? I'm not really sure. Or a satin versus like a really high shine shimmer. I wonder why they do that. All right, so that is the crease. One thing I will say that I've been noticing is that at least in my crease, I have a lot of folds in there. I feel like I might have hooded lids. I'm not really sure if I do, but maybe they're hooded or semi-hooded. But anyways, I have a lot of these folds, and I will notice that the like little bit of like shimmer slash like glitter particles are like kind of clinging a bit to those spots where I have those folds in my eye. So that's something to note. It doesn't bother me. I don't think it looks bad. It's just I feel like it's really clinging to those parts of my crease. Just something to note. So next I'm gonna go into this deepest shade, and I think this is called Smoke Ember? Umber? I don't know. So I'm gonna go into that shade with my Nabla N204 brush. I'm just gonna tap that on my outer corner. Ooh, these are powdery. These are powdery. Definitely tap off the excess if you're using a Charlotte Tilbury palette. Yeah, this is definitely a satin. Definitely a palette full of satins. It's weird, I'm not really used to working with satins, like all satins. This is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but you know what? That's okay. There's nothing wrong with getting out of your comfort zone with makeup, because if it looks bad, or if you don't like it, you can wash it off. That is the great thing about makeup. The shade definitely takes some building up because again, it's a satin. I feel like mattes, it's just like you can, with a lot of matte formulas, especially nowadays, you can just hit your brush in once and it's like bam, pigment. But I feel like because this is a satin, it's just performing a lot differently than I'm used to having my shadows perform. Taking a little bit more love and time to get this to perform the way I want it to. Which again, as long as the result is good, I'm okay with working a little bit harder, especially if the result is something unique. Okay, I think that'll be it for my outer corner right now. So I'm gonna take this N305 blending brush and I'm gonna blend out the satin that I put into the outer corner just to make sure it looks seamless with the whole look. Wow, these are really, really easy to blend, which I mean I was expecting because they're satins, but this is very, very, very easy to blend. And it did blend out really easily, I will say. I think I'm gonna go back into that darkest shade again, just on the very, very outer corner, just to make sure that's deepened up enough to my liking. I think I'm gonna go back into that crease shade one more time, just a bit, just to make sure everything is all blended out in there. So I want this to be very like coppery and smoky and just very diffused. Just very, very smoky and blended. Woo, yeah, I really blew that out, didn't I? All right, I think I'm gonna go into this shade, which looks like it's the metallic one. It's called Pop Skin. Oh, wait a minute. I think it's just called Pop. I think I was reading the French. I think there's like French below the name. I think there's like Prime, Enhance, Smoke, and Pop. I think that's what they're called, Prime, Enhance, Smoke, and Pop. And I think there's French under it, and I was trying to read that. So now I feel dumb. So I'm going to take a glitter glue. I'm going to put that on my lid, and I'm going to take this shade and apply it all over just to see what it looks like. And I have a feeling I'm gonna be going into some of those Roen shades just to make it a little bit more interesting, because just by looking at this in the pan, I don't think this is as sparkly and textured and like metallic as I normally go for. Yeah, this is definitely not my kind of metallic. It's just very subtle. That's not what I go for ever. So I don't think I'm really a fan of this Pop formula, like at all. I think if you have more mature lids, this is a really pretty way to incorporate a metallic without like aging your lids or just like enhancing the texture and the folds that are on your lids. But as someone who is in their 20s and wants to enjoy textured eyeshadows when she can, I don't think it's for me. Like, it's pretty, but it's nothing special, you know? All right, I just dusted off my bake, so I'm gonna take that deepest shade, which is the smoke shade, and I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. All right, I like how it looks on the lower lash line. I think that's really pretty. I'm more impressed with the satins definitely than the Pop shade, I'll tell you that. So next I'm gonna layer the Prime and Pop shade for my inner corner and my brow bone. is using all of the Charlotte Tilbury shadows in that Walk of No Shame quad. So far, here's what I think. I like the satins. I think they provide a really beautiful look in the crease and on the outer corner, even though I'm used to a lot more pigment and blending out right away versus like having to build and build and build. I do think the end result is worth it. That pop shade, not for me. I like metallics that have a lot more texture, a lot more shine, a lot more specialness to them. So with that being said, I'm going to go into the Roen 1111 quad to provide that specialness to my lids. So I think I'm gonna use 2 of these shades. I think I'm going to first go into this shade right here, this like darkest shade, and put that over that pop shade, like more in the middle of my lid. And then I think I'm gonna go into the shade above that, this like more textured, like flaky shade, more towards the inner corner. Wow, this almost feels like a cream. Quite a weird texture. It is very wet. If this is a powder, which I'm pretty sure it is, this is a very wet feeling powder. It kind of reminds me of like a ColourPop Super Shock, but not as soft. Like I don't feel like I could like press my finger into there and like make a dent. It's really pretty. That's what it looks like on the finger. And then on the lid, I think it's really beautiful. And it sticks on there really well. So wow, I like that. This palette came with directions, and it did say when you first get it to make sure, like when you're first using it, to make sure that you rub your finger in each shade a few times to like warm it up, like activate the shadows. So I did that, because it does feel a little bit dry when you first put your finger into it. I think that's good advice, because I think that's like really warming up the shadow and just making it lay really nicely on the eye. Wow, I really, really like this. I actually got this palette because Lauren May Beauty, who I watch here on YouTube, she got it, and she's a lover of textured shadows, and she said it was absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I agree. I really like this. This palette is great paired with that Charlotte Tilbury ones. I must say, the Charlotte Tilbury satins, I feel like they just looks really beautiful and natural and just like really easy to blend in your crease and in your outer corner. But these provide that special like pop sort of shimmer and texture to the lid that I just absolutely love. So I think these two paired together are really, really, really good, and I'm glad I got them both. So I'm going to apply liner and mascara off camera, and then we'll get into the new lip products. All right, eyeliner and eyelashes are done. Here's what the eyes look like. I think this is really beautiful. Really, really like how the shadows turned out. I will say, I did actually get all these products on sale. Cult Beauty was having like a right after Christmas and New Year's sale, where I believe they were giving like 20 or 30% off. So I got all these things on sale, plus the Charlotte Tilbury quad, the Walk of No Shame quad in particular, was on sale already on Cult Beauty's website. So I got a really good deal on that Charlotte Tilbury quad. And I will say, I don't think I would pay full price for one of those quads, just because I feel like that pop shade was really disappointing. I was expecting something a lot more special, and that's not what I got at all. But from what I've heard, the Fire Rose quad, which was limited edition, which I regret not getting, that quad has like a super pop formula in it. And from what I've heard from YouTube reviews, that formula is worth it to be in that quad and to pay full price for. So I think if Charlotte comes out with more quads with like a super pop formula in them, I think I would try that and try that full price and give some updated thoughts. But I really like the shadows, the satin shadows from Charlotte Tilbury, and those 2 Roen shadows I tried are really, really beautiful. So loving that so far too. So let's go into lips. I'm going to be using this lip liner from Vive Muse, and this is in the shade Modern. Oh wait, no, it's called the Modern Lip Definer. Blech, I feel stupid. This is in the shade Velvet Sands, so it's just like this nude kind of color. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be lining my lips with that. I must say, I have lip liners from 3 different brands. ColourPop, Charlotte Tilbury, actually no, 4 different brands. ColourPop, Charlotte Tilbury, Lisa Eldridge and now this Vive Muse liner, and I will say I feel like this is more comparable to like the Lisa Eldridge formula where it feels really creamy, but it's still kind of stiff, versus the Charlotte Tilbury formula, which is like very stiff, like a little bit like bordering on scratchy, but still like good. So this is definitely not as creamy as ColourPop, but not as stiff as Charlotte Tilbury. So I would compare it to the Lisa Eldridge liners. And what I've really been looking forward to is trying this lipstick from Vive Muse. This packaging is just so beautiful. I love the gold accents on here. I love this embossing. It almost looks like snake skin or like leather. It's really cool. And the cap is a magnetic closure, so it just feels super luxurious, and I love that too. So I got this shade in 9Ts. So this is what it looks like, 9Ts. And so I'm gonna take this and apply it all over my lips, and I'll let you know what I think. My lips are really dry right now just because it's winter, the heat's on full blast, all of that. So sorry for any texture that you may see on my lips because they are on the drier side. But I do think I like the lipstick. It applied really nicely. It is emphasizing the texture on my lips a little bit, but I mean, I would expect that from any lipstick because my lips are dry right now. I do think the liner and the lipstick are a good match. The liner is slightly darker than the lipstick, but I will say it was pretty difficult to determine which liner would go best with the lipstick because the lip liner names and the lipstick names don't align. There's no like swatches on the hand or on the skin or anything like that on the Cult Beauty website, so it was just really hard to determine which lip liner should match with which lipstick, but I think I did a pretty good job in determining that. So far, so good on all of the products. I will let you all know my further thoughts, probably at like some sort of end of the month recap, or like makeup I recently tried. Maybe I'll do a series like that if you all have an opinion on how you want me to update you all on the makeup products that I've tried. Please let me know because I think that would be really helpful for me to determine what you all want to see. So with that, this is the completed look. I hope you all enjoyed this video of me trying some new goodies in my collection from Cult Beauty. I was really excited to try all of these products just because these have been on my list for a little while, and it was nice to check it off the list and say, yes, I've tried that. Yes, I have some thoughts on that, and I can share it with you all on my YouTube channel. So if you liked this video, please like this video. If you like me, please subscribe. And if you all have any comments, if you all have any ideas for videos, anything like that, please let me know down in the description box below. And with that, thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.